In this video, we are going to practice shadowing technique for Read Aloud question 71 flags together. First of all, we are going to listen to Peter extra slow version for this passage first, and then we are going to go through sentence by sentence all the detail that we have to do, that we have to practice.
In the Middle Ages, the design and use of flags were considered a means of identifying social status. Flags were, therefore, the symbols not of nations, but of the nobility. The design of each flag resembled the devices on the noble's coat of arms, and the size of the flag was an indication of how high the owner stood in the nobility.
I noticed that in this question 71 flags, as you can see, that you see the blue color everywhere. So for like read aloud question in the real exam, you might get 6 or 7 questions, right? There should be 2 or 3 questions that you can notice that, okay, this question they might test my linking or connected speech, you know what I mean? In some question there is no linking at all, but like for example this question, there are so many linking that we have to do, that we have to perform to show them, to show the algorithm, the AI that okay, I know how to read aloud, I know what you're looking for, you know what I mean? So yes, like this question we have to focus a lot, on the linking words together. Okay, let's start from the beginning. In the Middle Ages, the design and use of flags, and then pause, were considered the means, and then have to link again because we have an off, the S sound and off afterward, were considered the means of identifying social status, As you can notice that I always use my hand, like body language to help me convey the meaning, while I'm reading or while I'm performing the read aloud question. It's very helpful. You can try as well. Were considered the means of identifying social status. Flags were therefore the symbols not of nations, linking, not of nations, but of the nobility, The design of each flag. We have to link the design of each flag. Resemble the devices on the noble coat of arms. This is two linking. Coat of, and the size of the flags, and then pause. Was an indication of how high the owner stood in the nobility. Okay, it's quite tired for this passage because there are so many linking that you have to do, that you have to perform. But anyway, the more you practice, the more naturally it will become, to you. So don't worry now if you cannot follow all of this yet. Try to, repeat regularly every day, little by little. You are going to improve your speaking skill, your oral fluency, pronunciation, going to improve. I'm going to show you like in one flow one more time. 1, 2, 3. In the Middle Ages, the design and use of flags were considered a means of identifying social status. Flags were therefore the symbols not of nations, but of the nobility. The design of each flag resembled the devices on the noble's coat of arms, and the size of the flags was an indication of how high the owner stood in the nobility. In the Middle Ages, the design and use of flags were considered a means of identifying social status. Flags were therefore the symbols not of nations, but of the nobility. The design of each flag resembled the devices on the nobles' coats of arms, and the size of the flags was an indication of how high the owner stood in the nobility.